In the past year, about 165,000 couples in Saudi Arabia have decided not to get married, not because of a difference in personality or personal preference, but because of mandatory blood tests required by law for all couples looking to tie the knot. The blood test screens for many different diseases, including sickle-cell, anemia, and HIV, just to name a few. Dr. Mohammad al-Saidi from the Health Ministry, he believes that the aim is to reduce the risk of parents passing on illnesses or genetic disorders to the children. Jose, what do you think? Good idea to make couples, get tested and know what they're going to get into? Or is this just ridiculous and going to force a lot of people to not get married? Because remember, even if they do seem like they might have a higher risk of passing on a disease, doesn't mean they necessarily will.
Yeah, well, I think this is very important. It's a positive decision on the Saudi Arabian government because Saudi Arabia has one of the highest rates of genetically passed on diseases.
They do actually
because of the tradition of marrying within the family.
Right.
There's a saying in Saudi Arabia that first cousin is first choice, meaning that your first cousin, it's a great option for you to marry, which doesn't make any sense and it's against the law in most of this country. The reality is that we have to understand that tradition in Saudi Arabia has not caught up yet with our understanding of biology and diseases, but these measures are the correct ones to prevent diseases that they don't need to happen. And like you said, the tricky part is this is up to an option. They don't have to decide not to get married if the results are one or the other. They have the option.
But it's just interesting, that literally a majority of people now, it's more than 50%, it's up to 60% of people who are engaged, once taking these tests, decide they shouldn't do it. And it can't be that 60% of all couples in Saudi Arabia have children who have some blood disease passed on to them. So it's interesting. But Dr. Saidi, the person who I mentioned earlier, he kind of agrees with you on that point that it's a good thing. He thinks it reflects a great awareness on personal health now. That's something that's a big focus now in Saudi Arabia, and he believes it'll just save the country a lot of money with healthcare and all this stuff. To touch on the incest thing that you mentioned, marrying your cousin, 69% of all marriages, it's estimated that are arranged with cousins. Only Pakistan is ahead of them with 70-something%. So you think that has
it's a positive thing to I mean, for us here in America, it's so hard to understand why that's an option. To the point that here in the United States, if you are a child of a donor, if you're an in vitro kid, you actually get assigned a donor number. So in the case that you actually fall in love with a person that is also the child of a donor, you have a number to refer to prevent marrying someone that has your same genetic pool.
A very big concern here, but not so much over there because, like you said, it's actually urged to do so. Let us know what you guys think about all this. Is it right for the state to make it mandatory to take a test with your partner before you get married? In theory, it only makes sense that you do figure these things out before you get married, but is it right that it's mandatory, and do you guys think it could catch on maybe in other parts of the world? Let us know what you guys think. Please comment, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Lip TV for more.